Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you something. How long are you going to keep making excuses? How long are you going to sit in the corner complaining about what went wrong, who did you wrong, and why life is so unfair? Listen, feeling sorry for yourself doesn't change your situation. It doesn't put food on the table. It doesn't pay the bills, and it certainly doesn't move you forward. I get it. Life throws punches, people disappoint you, plans fall apart, but here's the truth. You can either let that break you, or you can use it to build yourself up. Because the world isn't waiting for you to feel ready. Opportunities don't pause because you're struggling. The clock keeps ticking, and every second you waste in self-pity is a second you'll never get back. So what do? You make a decision. You stand up, you wipe your tears, and you take responsibility, not for what happened, but for what happens next. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They may sound reasonable, even justified, but at their core, they are nothing more than carefully crafted stories we tell ourselves to justify inaction. When things don't go our way, it's easy to shift blame to circumstances, to other people, to bad luck. It's easy to say, I didn't have the right opportunities, or I wasn't given a fair chance. But the truth is, no excuse has ever moved a person forward. No excuse has ever built a future. Excuses are like a rocking chair. They give you something to do, but they don't take you anywhere. Think about the people who have succeeded despite unimaginable obstacles. They weren't born with an advantage. Many of them started with nothing, faced rejection, or encountered failure after failure. But what separates them from the rest? They refuse to let excuses define them. They refuse to let setbacks become permanent barriers. They understood that making excuses is a habit, and like any habit, it can either build you up or tear you down. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce the idea that your circumstances are in control of your life, not you. You give away your power. You tell yourself that you are helpless, that the situation is too difficult, that success is out of reach, and the more you believe it, the more it becomes your reality. Because when you make excuses, you stop looking for solutions. You stop searching for ways to improve. You settle into the comfort of self-pity, and before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and years go by with nothing to show for it. But here's the truth. There will always be reasons to quit. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. No one gets a perfect path. But success isn't about having the perfect conditions. It's about taking imperfect conditions and making the most of them. It's about finding a way when there doesn't seem to be one. It's about refusing to let your mind trick you into believing that you can't. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you take back control. When you stop saying, I don't have time, and start making time, your progress begins. When you stop saying, I'm not lucky, and start creating your own luck through effort and persistence, things start to change. When you stop waiting for permission, for the right moment for someone else to believe in you, you realize that you were always capable of moving forward. You just had to decide to. So the next time you catch yourself making an excuse, stop. Interrupt that pattern. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just an easy way out? Challenge your own thinking. Replace the excuse with action, even if it's small. Because excuses will never take you to where you want to go. Only action will. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your way, knock you down, and challenge you in ways you never expected. It doesn't care about your plans or your timeline sometimes. Just when you think you have things figured out, something happens that shakes your world. That's life. It's unpredictable, it's demanding, and it doesn't wait for you to be ready. But here's what you must remember. You are just as strong as anything life throws at you. You have the ability to withstand, to overcome, and to rise. Difficulties are not a signal to quit. They are a test of your resolve. The struggles you face are not there to stop you. They are there to shape you. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of pain is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can endure. Growth never happens in comfort. The strongest people, the most successful individuals, are not those who never struggled, but those who refuse to be broken by their struggles. They felt the pain, they faced the hardship, but they kept moving forward. You have that same strength within you. You may not see it right now. You may feel tired, overwhelmed, even defeated at times. But if you look back at your life, you'll realize something important. You've survived every tough moment you've ever faced. You've made it through things you once thought were impossible. You've endured pain you never thought you could handle, and yet here you are. You're still standing. That is proof of your strength. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't that one group had an easier path. It's that one group refused to give up. They refused to let their hardships define them. They refused to let fear and doubt stop them from pushing forward. You have that same choice. You can either let life's difficulties break you, or you can either see them as reasons to quit or as opportunities to grow. No, life is not easy. It will never be. But ease was never the goal. The goal is to become the kind of person who can handle whatever comes your way. The goal is to develop the resilience, the discipline, and the mental toughness to stand firm when others would fall. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you do control how you respond. And if you respond with strength, with courage, with determination, there is nothing life can throw at you that you cannot handle. So, when the road gets tough, remind yourself that so are you. When you feel like quitting, remind yourself of how far you come. When life knocks you down, stand back up, because that's what strong people do. That's what you do. You don't quit, you don't break, you don't let circumstances dictate your future. You fight, you push, you grow, because no matter how tough life gets, you will always be tougher. Time moves forward, whether you're ready or not. The world doesn't pause because you're struggling. It doesn't stop to check if you're feeling up to the challenge. Life moves at its own pace, and if you wait too long, opportunities will pass you by. The truth is, no one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to tap you on the shoulder and give you permission to chase your dreams. If you sit around waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to believe in you, you'll wake up years from now realizing you wasted precious time. Success doesn't come to those who hesitate. It doesn't come to those who sit on the sidelines, thinking, hoping, wishing. It comes to those who take action, those who step up, those who move forward, even when they don't feel ready. Because the secret is, no one ever truly feels ready. If you wait until you feel fully confident, until you have every detail figured out, you'll never start. And if you never start, you'll never get anywhere. The world rewards action, not hesitation. It rewards the person who dares to step forward, to take risks, to do something while others are still waiting. People often tell themselves they have time. I'll do it next week. I'll start next month. Someday I'll go after what I really want. But the harsh reality is that time doesn't wait. You don't have as much of it as you think. Every day you delay is a day you never get back. Every excuse you make pushes your goals further away, and while you're hesitating, someone else is out there taking action, learning, growing, and moving closer to the life you want. Not because they're smarter, not because they have more talent, but because they decided to stop waiting and start doing. Think about how many times you've looked back and wished you had started something sooner. Maybe it was a skill you wanted to learn, a business you wanted to start, a change you needed to make, but instead of acting, you waited. And now you're in the same place, wishing you had taken that first step when you had the chance. Don't let that cycle continue. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. The world keeps turning, opportunities come and go, time keeps moving, and the longer you wait, the harder it gets. But the good news is, you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to know every step of the journey before you begin. All you have to do is take the first step, because the world won't wait for you. But if you move now, if you start today, you'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish while everyone else is still waiting. Life is full of circumstances beyond your control. You didn't choose where you were born, the challenges you've faced, or the setbacks that have come your way. But while you may not be responsible for what has happened to you, you are absolutely responsible for what happens next. The moment you accept that truth is the moment you take back your power. Because as long as you blame the past, other people, or outside forces for where you are, you give away control over your future. The person who blames never grows. The person who takes responsibility is the one who rises. Responsibility means looking in the mirror and saying, "It's up to me." No more excuses, no more waiting for someone else to fix things. If your life isn't where you want it to be, take responsibility for changing it. If you're not happy with your results, take responsibility for improving them. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. The people who win in life are not the ones with the easiest circumstances. They are the ones who decide that no matter what, they will do what it takes to change their situation. Taking responsibility is not about guilt or shame. It's not about beating yourself up for mistakes. It's about understanding that your future is in your hands. Every decision you make from this moment forward shapes your destiny. If you choose to dwell on the past, you stay stuck. If you choose to take action, you move forward. It's that simple. The power is always yours, but only if you're willing to own it. People often wait for the perfect time to start making changes. They wait for motivation, for inspiration, for things to line up just right. But waiting is a trap. The perfect time will never come. The only thing you have is right now. And right now you can either decide to take control or let another day slip by. If you want better health, take responsibility for your habits. If you want more success, take responsibility for your work ethic. If you want better relationships, take responsibility for how you show up. Everything in your life is a reflection of the choices you make. And the best part, you can make different choices starting today. Most people don't take responsibility because it's easier to blame. It's easier to say, I can't because of this person, this situation, this problem. But blame is a prison. It keeps you stuck in the same place while the world moves on without you. Responsibility, on the other hand, is freedom. When you take full ownership of your life, nothing can hold you back. Because no matter what happens, you know that you have the power to respond, to adjust, to keep going. And that's what separates those who stay stuck from those who rise. The question is, which one will you be? Life is not fair. It never has been, and it never will be. Everyone faces struggles, disappointments, and setbacks. Some people start with more advantages, while others have to fight harder for everything they get. But no matter where you begin, no matter what has happened to you, you are not a victim, unless you choose to be. Victimhood is a mindset, not a circumstance. Bad things happen to good people. That is a fact of life. But how you respond to those challenges determines whether you stay stuck or rise above them. You can either let your hardships define you, or you can use them as fuel to grow stronger. The moment you see yourself as powerless, you give up control. You start believing that life is happening to you instead of realizing that you have the power to shape your future. People who succeed don't have perfect lives. They've faced betrayal, failure, rejection, and loss. But instead of letting those experiences break them, they used them as lessons. They took their pain and turned it into strength. They refused to stay down. That's the difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck. One group decides that no matter what happens, they will not be defeated. The other group waits for someone else to fix their lives. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. If you want change, you have to create it yourself. Blaming others for your problems might feel justified. Maybe someone really did hurt you. Maybe life really has been unfair. But focusing on blame won't change your circumstances. It only keeps you trapped in the past. The longer you hold on to the idea that you've been wronged, the longer you delay your own progress. Because while you're waiting for justice, waiting for an apology, waiting for circumstances to magically improve, life is moving on without you. You can either spend your time complaining or you can spend it building a better future. But you can't do both. Taking responsibility for your life doesn't mean ignoring your struggles. It doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It means acknowledging the pain but refusing to let it control you. It means deciding that no matter what you've been through, you are capable of rising above it. It means choosing to focus on what you can do instead of what has been done to you. And when you make that choice, something incredible happens. You take back your power. You may not control everything that happens, but you do control how you respond. You can either see yourself as someone who has been defeated or as someone who is being prepared for something greater. Life will never be easy, but strength is built through struggle. The sooner you let go of the victim mindset, the sooner you realize just how powerful you really are. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are not a victim. You are capable of more than you ever imagined if you decide to be. Deep inside you, there's a fire, a force, a hunger, a drive that is waiting to be unleashed. It's the part of you that refuses to settle. that knows you were meant for more. It's the voice inside that whispers, keep going when things get hard, that pushes you forward when doubt creeps in. But here's the truth. That fire can either burn bright and fuel your success, or it can fade away and leave you stuck where you are. The choice is yours. Too many people go through life unaware of their own power. They let their circumstances define them. They let fear control them. They let the opinions of others dim their potential. But the fire inside you does not depend on outside approval. It does not need permission. It does not wait for the right time. It is always there, waiting for you to tap into it. And when you do, when you finally embrace it, nothing can stop you. That fire is the difference between those who succeed and those who give up. It's what keeps a person working when others quit. It's what separates those who dream from those who do. Talent is not enough. Resources are not enough. Even intelligence is not enough. The real question is, how badly do you want it? How willing are you to fan that flame, to push through the discomfort, to commit even when it's hard? Because passion without action is wasted energy. Fire without fuel burns out. Life will test you. It will try to put out that flame. It will throw distractions, failures, and disappointments your way. It will give you every reason to quit. And most people do. Most people let their fire die out because they don't guard it, they don't feed it, they don't protect it from negativity, doubt, and fear. But the ones who keep it alive, the ones who keep that inner fire burning despite the obstacles, those are the ones who rise above. You don't need someone else to light the fire for you. You don't need approval or the perfect opportunity or a sign that says now is the time. The fire has been there all along. It was there when you were a child full of dreams and ambition. It was there in the moments when you believed in yourself, even if only for a second. And it is still there right now waiting for you to use it. The question is, will you let it burn? Will you let it push you to take action, to demand more from yourself, to keep going even when it's difficult? Or will you let it fade, like so many others who settled for less than they were capable of? The choice is yours, but know this. The fire inside you is real. It is powerful. It is unstoppable. And if you decide to embrace it, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Right now, in this very moment, you stand at a crossroads. You can continue down the same path, repeating the same habits, making the same excuses, and getting the same results. Or you can decide that this is it. This is the moment everything changes. Because every great success story, every life transformation, every breakthrough starts with one decision. The decision to no longer accept less than you're capable of. Change doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you take control. When you decide that where you are is no longer enough. Maybe you've been waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right motivation to finally take action. But waiting has never built anything. The only thing that creates real change is action, and action starts with a choice. Right now, in this very second, you can choose to step up, to take responsibility, to stop making excuses and to move forward. You might tell yourself that you'll start tomorrow, next week, or when things feel easier. But the truth is, there is no perfect time. The perfect time is now. Tomorrow turns into next week turns into next year, and before you know it, you're looking back, wondering where all the time went. Every day you delay is a day you'll never get back. But today, this moment is different, because today you recognize that you have a choice. The people who change their lives don't do it because they have fewer problems. They do it because they refuse to let those problems define them. They don't wait for life to hand them an opportunity. They create it. They don't wait for circumstances to improve. They improve themselves. They take whatever they have, no matter how small, and they build on it. And that's exactly what you can do, starting right now. This is not about a temporary burst of motivation. This is about making a real commitment to yourself. A commitment that says, I will not stay stuck. A commitment that says, I will push forward no matter how hard it gets. A commitment that says, I am in control of what happens next. Because the truth is, you are. The power has always been in your hands, but it only works if you use it. Whatever has held you back before, fear, doubt, procrastination, comfort, it doesn't matter anymore. The past is over. The only thing that matters is what you do next. Will you step up? Will you break the cycle? Will you finally take the actions you've been putting off? Because 5 years from now, you'll look back on this moment and realize that it was either the turning point where everything changed or just another moment you let slip by. So what will it be? Will you keep waiting? Or will you decide right now that this is the moment your life takes a new direction? The choice is yours. The power to change your life has always been in your hands, not in your past, not in your circumstances, not in the opinions of others, but in the choices you make from this moment forward. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more feeling sorry for yourself. The world won't slow down for you, and life will not hand you success, but you don't need it to. Because inside you, there is strength, there is resilience, there is fire. This is your time, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Take responsibility, take control, take action. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to go after it. And once you make that decision, once you commit fully, there is nothing that can stop you. You are not a victim. You are not weak. You are not powerless. You are capable of more than you ever imagined. So stand up, step forward, and never look back. This moment is yours. Own it.